Now, in Europe, the football industry is valued at over 30 billion US dollars, with many of the top clubs listed on stock exchanges and maximizing their profit-making potential. In the first of this two-part story, the Professional Football Jamaica Limited, PFJL, is looking to set a precedence by having one of the 12 clubs on the Jamaica Stock Exchange junior market by 2024.
The Professional Football Jamaica Limited, PFJL, has been in existence for over 2 years, and its chairman, Chris Williams, has identified a chronic problem for clubs: a lack of sustainability. It is why he has come up with a solution to make them more profitable and viable. 2024 could be the year that transforms the nation's football if Williams gets his wish of listing at least one club on Jamaica's junior stock market.
Once you have any business that has an attractive business plan, there is an opportunity for you to now attract capital, whether privately or publicly. And that attraction of capital will result in you having sufficient cash/capitalization to execute the business plan.
And there is keen interest, according to Williams.
And we already have a brokerage house that is prepared to take one of the clubs to the market. So we already have a club that has indicated that they are ready, and we already have a brokerage house that has indicated that they will take them.
Senior lecturer in the Department of Economics at UWI Mona, Dr. Andre Houghton, sees this as a potentially game-changing move.
What you want is to really develop a reasonable ownership and following for a particular club. So if a club is owned by one person, for example, then there is no vested interest for me to follow the club or to look at what the club is doing, and there is no vested interest for the club itself to improve on its revenue generation streams. When a club now is owned by 1,000 people, then they become more accountable to a community that will now look to them to say, okay, where is the club headed? What is the value that we have in the club, and how is the club going to let this value grow gradually over time?
However, Dr. Houghton says the clubs will have to be innovative to show investors their worth.
The club now must look into itself and say, what do we have to offer? If the club has property, that's very good. And if the club is now looking to diversify, for example, into real estate, for example, into providing of other services that people now can get used to, and they can use that as the value proposition. Because the nature of the football in these developing countries is not so as marketable as the nature of the football in, say, an England or in, say, a Spain.
Right now, we'll have to be driven primarily towards talent development. Given the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, and yes, sales of tickets, gate receipts is going to be low. Television rights, as you have recognized, is growing, but it's certainly not at a level that would generate any significant profitability to make an investor excited. Merchandise sales is non-existent, so that's going to take some time to grow.
In part 2, we look at what will be required of the clubs to be listed on the junior market, as well as the views of potential investors who already own other stocks. Jerome Foster, TVJ Sports.